Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and welcome to Sengoku Dynasty. This is a game brought to you by Super Kami and Toplitz Productions. It has just entered early access on Steam today, as of recording this. The Sengoku Period is also known as the Warring States Period. It's from that mid-15th to late 16th century. Continuous civil wars going on throughout Japan. Civil wars between various samurai warlords. And the peasants were very much caught in this. This is the end of the feudal period that kind of kicked off this period, and then at the tail end of this period, what brought an end to it was the period of Oda Nobunaga and the transition into one centralized state.
大名の一存は国を火の海へと変えた。それから故郷の村を離れ、一月。道なき道を歩き続けた。時には盗賊に出くわし、ある者は病を患った。行く先々で見る光景が戦の恐ろしさを物語っていた。夜になると、収穫できなかった畑のことを思い出す。それに家族のこと、子供たちや村に住む人々のこと、置き去りにしてきたご先祖様や村の神様には許しを請うばかり。ただ願うはあの伝説の平民の持ちたる国でまた家を建てて平和に暮らすこと。漁師たちに手を貸してもらえた。船は最後の目的地へ向かう準備ができている。大海原が旅立ちを待ち受ける。とにかく無事にたどり着くことを祈ろ
う。And welcome to the game. In this game, we are in a survival base building game set in this medieval or Sengoku period of Japan. So we're going to go around and start picking up some items that are available. Stones just right here on the ground. All good things to have. I really like the system for items here. As you can see, it's a plank, some sticks. That was a bundle of sticks. See, there's plenty of items just lying around to kind of help get us started. Some sake. Now there's more stones than what is necessary for us to get in here early on. I have taken the time to go through and kind of play the tutorial, get a feel for the game just a bit briefly before jumping in here once again to start for this first look video. Now this is intended just as a first look video. It will be a one-off video. However, if you would like to see more of this game, or if you just like what you see here with this one, it's certainly good to know what we're in for. Go ahead and craft a stone axe. If you want to see more of this game, let me know in the comments below. Oh, helps if we switch to the right tool. Oh, I've got to equip it first. There we go. Go ahead and equip that. I like how you have multiple quick slots. Now if you're playing with keyboard, a lot of those are a little bit easier to kind of get to on a gamepad. It does take a little bit more, to an extra step or two to do some things, to transition between tools essentially. Take the logs here. The logs are going to be useful for us early on, but you can also break those down further into planks or into sticks and whatnot. There's a definite story element to this game. We're going to encounter the first element of that here shortly, but also it's not just done on an individual basis. There's more of a community element with this game. It is cooperative if you would like to play it in such a manner, so this is a good co-op survival game. We're going to pick up some of this grass here, which is going to be a good resource for construction. we'll go encounter another survivor. Akko. It's you. Akko, you're alive. Yes, when the ship went down. Oh gods, don't move, you're hurt. I'll be alright. It's just I'm cold. Stay here, I'll find a way to help. Campfire for starters, then maybe a tent to protect you from the wind. I'll need tools to set it up. I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so we need a hammer. We already have the required tools for that one, so we'll go ahead and craft that hammer. And we need to use that hammer to build a campfire. We need to equip the hammer first, so let's add it to our quick bar. And then we will equip that hammer. Or not. There we go. There's the hammer. Open the menu. Basic structures. And we will get the campfire. We're going to need a stick. Another stick to get that built. We can start delivering some of the resources, but we will require one more stick before we can get that built. And so let's go ahead, and they've conveniently placed some here for us. Pick up a few extras, as they will certainly be necessary. Clean up this area just a little bit. We don't need all these stones on the beach, right? And finish getting the campfire built. There you go. We have our first campfire, and now we need to build a tent. Basic structures. Let's see. There's a tent. This time we have enough to get it all done right away. I think right there looks good. Nearby to the campfire, but not so close that you're going to get burnt. Close enough to be warm. There we go. Need to hit the actual structure, not the sand just beneath it. And that is built. Let's go ahead and not carry a hammer when we go talk to Akko. You feeling better now? Yes, thank you. Going to be all right. I have some fresh fish here. Let me cook it for us. But what do we do now? We had supplies on the ship. Here, we have nothing. When do we move on? We don't move on. We can't spend our whole lives running away. Look around. There's fertile land, tall trees, fresh water. And I didn't see any soldiers guarding them from ordinary folk. I believed in the legend of the peasant kingdom. I don't intend to stop now. Maybe you're right, but how do we start? Is this even a village over there, or just ruins? I'll go take a look around. I'm sure I can convince someone to help us. Alright, the mission is to go to the nearest village. Grab a little bit more here as we head up that direction we need to go. As she gets some cooking done. And again, we'll continue to kind of grab some resources along the way. We will need plenty. I can see a burnt out village up there just along the way with this trail. We have a fisherman here. Is this the peasant kingdom? Haha. Are they really calling us that? So it's not? Sure is now. I like the sound of it. The peasant kingdom. I think we deserve it. I haven't heard of any other province that would shake off the lords. Go ahead and continue on into the village itself. So we're not quite in there just yet. See somebody standing beside a campfire up ahead. We'll go chat with them, see what they have to say. There we go, into the nearest village, and let's ask for help. It's a scavenger. What are these ruins? Ruins, you say? They used to be my home. The Anjiro, my neighbor, started the rebellion. An alliance, Ikki, was formed between the villagers of the valley against the lord ruling us. fighting for dignity. Well, look around. Not very dignified, is it? Are there any other villages around here? There's Segi, Forester's village. It can be a bit wild, but they do provide wood for the whole valley. If you want to learn hunting or woodworking, Segi is the place to go. Aratani is a farming community. They're wary of strangers, but if you convince them, you can learn a lot about cultivating the land. Iwasaki is where the mines are, and the ironworks. Working conditions are hard, but it definitely is a place to visit. Nothing happens in the valley without the consent of the Jorinji Temple. If you want to develop your village, you have to talk to them. Finally, there's Zenjiro. It can be dangerous. You see, this is where the valley's bandits have their headquarters. So there are bandits that we're going to have to deal with, and there is building up of a village. My friend and I almost died in the shipwreck. You have to help us settle here. All right, that was you? I saw how you cared for your friend. It's really touching. I must say, I may have misjudged you at first glance. I'd be glad to welcome you here if it were up to me, but it isn't. New settlers need permission from a village council. You mean there's a council in charge of these here ruins? Of course not. But the village is formally still here? I guess so, but you know, you might be onto something. The village is formally still here. But there's no council to keep us out. I mean, you're walking a fine line here, but I guess no harm will come from it to the rest of the valley. The abbot in the temple could still have some objections, but, you know, your plan is so wild, it could just work. Good! Where do I start? Well, the bell tower is in ruins, and it's the heart of any village. Without it, this is just a piece of burnt out land. So, can I rebuild it? That could be difficult, but luckily for you, I found the old bell in the ruins. I meant to sell it, but it's too heavy to carry. I can give it to you, but first, I need to see that you can actually manage all of the woodwork. The bell tower should look nice, so make sure you have a proper adze to make the planks smooth. Alright, so we need to handcraft an adze. Okay, we already have what we need for that one, so we did that. Get 20 planks. Sure, we have a few at the moment, but certainly not 20. So let's get a little bit further. If we're going to be rebuilding this village, we don't want to completely decimate everything just outside of it, at least not right away. There's a good place to start. Some extra sticks from the bush there. And let's begin by cutting the tree down. And we're going to have to break it up a bit further, not get ourselves run over in the process. Okay, now we can switch to our new tool, the adze, but we're going to have to equip it. There we go. And with this one, there we go. We can break this down first into big logs, and there you go, collected planks. We got 3 planks from that. Root system here. It's going to take me a minute to get to 20. But with just one tree, we're already halfway there. Let's go ahead and bring down another. We will have to eat here sooner rather than later, so starting to harvest some of the edibles around is going to be handy for later. There we go. So down below, the green is our hunger, the red is our health, and the yellow is our stamina. Okay, I have all the materials for the bell tower. Let me see. These planks look a bit rough, but I guess you can't do much better with primitive tools. Here, take the bell. Make it ring out. Okay, and we need to build a bell tower. This is the former bell tower. See burnt bell tower here. Tear down with any axe. Let's go ahead and tear down and rebuild right here. This burnt out village is as good as any location. You can kind of replace each building as we go along. I like that idea. So let's go ahead and grab the axe. Tear down the old one. You can see we're getting charcoal and sticks for it. And some planks as well. It's one of the nice things about rebuilding what's here is you can gather some resources along the way. Alright, to build, we're going to need that wooden hammer of ours. And this is a village structure, I believe. Let's see. Bell tower. There you go. Alrighty, we want... Alright, we will place this here. Looks like we have all the necessary materials already. And there we go. And just like that, we have a new village that has been founded. Tower has been rebuilt. Well done! The bell will ring, just like in the old days. It's time to build a house. After all that time I spent escaping. After seeing my own house burned down by the Lords of Warriors. Just wonder what it will feel like. Your house burned. I can relate. I have the same memories, and I kept returning to them for too long. Building anew is more important than clinging to the old. If you need some material, feel free to take apart the ruins here. Alright, so we have the center of our village right now. Currently known as Player Village 1. 2 days remaining until season change possible. So there are seasons within the game. If we look here, so we have our character. We have our equipment with us. We have our quick slots. Any information regarding all the items we are currently holding. There is some sort of coinage involved as well. So we currently have none. We have a legend. There are perks. So we can unlock various perks. We have our quest tab. And here is the dynasty. So this is where we kind of get into there's more than just ourself. So within the dynasty, our current legend is just a 1, but we do have a village now with a population of 1 out of 2. But we have 0 buildings out of 50, so that's one thing that could really help us as currently unemployed. There are jobs to assign. We have our population, and the population of 1 is currently myself. And we can, it looks like, rename the village. Here is also our first look at the map. You can see right now we are currently located in the northwestern corner of the region in which we're in, and we have not located anything else yet, so it's not automatically showing up on the map. It's just kind of giving you a general overlay of what surrounds us. There's a river running through the area. We are of course right next to the shoreline right now. There's a lake there in the middle, and it's starting to get pretty late, so maybe before we build a house, let's go ahead and talk to this scavenger here. What's that over there? A gallows? Yes, the price of our freedom. And Jiro, who led the first Ikki, the alliance against Shibayama Dano, died here. Saw it with my own eyes. I'll never forget it. Did the Ikki rebellion change people's lives for the better? Not sure. We have a new set of problems now. See that man there? Kojiro? He's one of the bandits who set up camp further along the coast. They want to claim Enjiro's legacy. I'm afraid they may have bigger plans. Is Enjiro a bandit? No, he used his head before he drew a sword. He knew how to talk to people. Robbing innocent merchants, blocking trade routes, and looting warehouses surely isn't part of his legacy. Now he lies under a stone in that bandit camp in the seaside cliffs. Shameful. What did Enjiro fight for? For community. He wanted people to work together, despite our differences. But instead, everyone's pulling their own strings, and the valley falls into disrepair. Not what you expected from the legendary peasant kingdom, eh? I'm sorry. One thing's for sure. We could really use someone like Enjiro right now. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I think that could be us. Tashichi. That's what that would be. Tashichi. So tired. It is pretty late, right? You look tired and a bit dirty, if I'm honest. I suggest a visit to the hot springs. Go through Kengayo's camp and follow the road away from the river. Kane will fix you right up. You know what? Let's not do that. It is getting pretty late, though. Sun is setting. We've had a long first day. Before we build a house, I think we might go back and visit our shipwreck mate. Have the light of the campfire. Let's do some cooking. We are a little bit hungry. Let's go ahead and cook all 7 of these. There we go. We'll eat in a minute. Let's go ahead and talk to Akko. Feeling better? Much better. I see you've been busy building and meeting the locals. Doing what I can. Soon, we'll have a thriving village here. Not that soon, probably. I'm starting to believe in this idea of yours. Let's eat something and then we'll go to sleep. Okay, these are worth 4 coin, looks like. Villager needs is 8 meals, so that was 3, 4, 5, 6. Gets us just about full. We'll call that good for now. And 1 left. And we'll get some sleep. Still dark. So I suppose we can get started a little early this morning, but we'll take our wooden torch, head back in. Pretty early in the morning. It's a little bit pre-dawn, but definitely not far from it. Not sure what all we're going to need resource-wise. I think this might be as good a place as any to get started. So we'll take the stone axe. Tear down salvage resources. Can't see much right now, but we're getting some charcoal, we're getting some stick. Small house. Simple small house on a square foundation. Serves as a home for 1 person. Allows all house furniture like beds, sunken hearths, lamps, and personal containers. Alright, looks like we are going to need 8 logs for this one. We currently only have 1. Let's go ahead and deliver the one we have. But we've got some work to do. Let's go ahead and get that torch out. Still dark. Oh, and we have destroyed our axe. Just like that. Did not last too long, but we can craft a new one easily enough. Looks like we'll need to re-equip it. Alright, that's worth a few logs. A few logs are not going to get us very far when we needed 8 overall, 7 more. So that's going to take a few trees. Alright, and we need planks for the flooring. Okay, and now the walls. Sticks and planks. Ooh, that's just one portion of it. We're gonna need a lot. We are only 19% done with this house. It's gonna take a bit. And the final wall section going up. And now it's time for a roof. So what are you gonna need, roof? Stones, no problem. Sticks, no problem. We have enough logs. We have enough planks. I think we might actually get this one done. Oh, wooden hammer destroyed. Definitely noticing that depending on the size of a tree will make a pretty hefty difference on how much wood you're going to get out of it. So some mushrooms here. Matsutake mushrooms. Plenty of resource gathering to be had, at least in the early phase of this game. It's not to say that you're going to have to do all that resource gathering later on. Hey, we have a house. But now it needs the essential furniture. I'm wondering if the straw is something we can craft. Yeah, like that. Straw, 2 grass. We'll make some extras for later. There, small tree. Chop down to get sticks and firewood. So, chop that down. And yes, there is some firewood coming. Okay, so talking to Toshichi, I've built the house. Already, that's impressive. Congratulations. Maybe you should expand. Build a foraging or wood cutting hut. I can show you how to do it. But overall, time to settle down, eh? No, this is just a beginning. I want to build a place for everyone. Everyone? My family, friends, neighbors, everyone from back home, other wanderers like me. Wait. This might be going too far. People here are afraid and mistrustful. They will never accept a whole flock of vagrants settling here. I convince you. Don't you think I can convince them as well? It won't be as easy with the others. If I were you, I'd start slow and not scare everyone with that little vision of yours. People have to get to know you first, and that's the best way to make introductions is to offer help. First person I need to help is Akko. I can finally offer her a place to live. Reach Dynasty Legend 5 by helping villagers. But do go on. Who should I talk to? I can think of 3 people worth talking to. A warrior, a priestess, and an impure. Tell me about the warrior. Kengayo. The warrior. He's a bit, fancies himself a protector of the people. Puts on an air of a warrior, but he has no lineage to speak of. He's more one of us. Well respected by some, hated by others. Yeah, we'll start with just that. So, villagers and recruitment. You will not be alone in your efforts to rebuild Nata Valley. To recruit any refugee, you need to ask them if they are willing to join you. Your friend Akko is no exception. If they agree, you need to prepare a spare bed for them. Next, open the Dynasty Management menu, go to the Population tab, and look for people with the Refugee tag. Assigning them beds will make them villagers. And your new responsibility to find more refugees and bells to build more villages. Continue the main story until you meet the local abbot. I carry good news. The village is reborn. Come, join me. You're unbelievable. That makes me so happy. Just tell me where my house is, and I'll get to work. Okay, so we need to now assign her to a house. It's starting to get into that second evening here. It's getting late, but we are going to work here in the dark for a little bit longer, beginning with some food structure. We've got to have a place to store our food so that everyone can eat. It looks like I'm short on straw, but otherwise I have everything I need for this one. I can get that straw made pretty quickly here. As we're heading into the next morning, the early morning hours, this is the look of our now nearly done food storage. You can see with a little ladder to keep things safe on top. And we are going to finish it up here in just a moment. And there you go. Our food storage is now complete. Let's go into our Dynasty menu here. As currently we have no meals, no beverages, but we're going to take care of that. Looks like I'm coming upon a shrine here. This is overlooking our village, by the way. Jizo Shrine. And we get a little cutscene for that one. Chizo. There are bonuses for discovering shrines and actually giving, some sort of offering will give bonuses to your villages. These small stone deposits, good way to acquire a decent amount of stone quickly. But at the moment I haven't needed any large quantities, so it's rather easy to just kind of pick up the small stone around. A pretty good walk around the area, and I really didn't get very far, so it's a good sized map. We're going to go ahead and try to build a second house here. I've been gathering quite a few resources here in the last few minutes as we're midday, so hopefully we can get one built during the day instead of always at night. It's definitely a process. I'm hoping with help things are going to get easier, and helping 5 villagers, at this point none of them are necessarily looking for help, so I think building a small house is going to be a good way to get on with that process. Very close to getting this one done. It looks like I'm one log short, but otherwise this time around, planks too, so fairly close to getting this second house put up. Looks like I'll need to get some more firewood. And a little more straw as well. But we are really close, much faster getting through this one than the last one. Ooh, new crafting mastery level reached, so the more you do, the more you learn. Wondered how that system was going to work. And we have house number 2. Okay, so it's time to transfer some food into the Dynasty storage. So we have food available. Just like that, we have a total of 266 meals set up. We've got 2 buildings. So in the way of the craftsman, this seems to be the obvious starting point. If we're going to build up a village and bring people into it, we need to be efficient gathering resources. So lumberjack is the first one I'm going to pick up. Efficient craftsman, recipe crafting time also coming down is a good way. And strong grip, total usage, stamina cost. You get different perks in different areas depending on how you do with things. So before another night sets on us, we have 2 houses. We have a food storage. I've gotten started on building the structures to get this village back up off the ground. Helping the villagers is going to involve going to 3 particular people to get permission to be here and help them out. That's going to also build the fame. Meanwhile, I've started to invest some points into the development as a character. We have those various quests, and we have our dynasty, and it's growing since. I've added lots of meals, so I've got us fed for a while, but not taking care of beverages just yet. And really, we've only just scratched the surface of getting into our local area. We haven't even reached the other areas. It's an interesting game for just coming out into early access. It's actually pretty well developed already at this point. There's a lot to do. We've barely scratched the surface of the things there are to do. There's weather, there's a day-night cycle, we have seasons. It's day 3 of the spring season. I'm excited by the prospect of what is to come, and I'm definitely looking forward to playing some more of this game. But whether that's something that ends up happening on or off camera is largely going to be up to you as a community. Do you like this game? Do you want to see more from this game? Should I come back to it in a while, or should I immediately get a Let's Play series on the go? If so, let me know in the comments below. Let me know by clicking that like button, also hitting that subscribe button to help the channel grow. I'm Decathlon Gamer, thanks for tuning in, and this is Sengoku Dynasty. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one, be safe out there, and bye for now.